In accordance with the provisions allowed by Chapter 20 of the Acts of 2021, the July 14th, 2022 public meeting of the Lakeville Parks Commission will be held remotely. However, to view this meeting in process, please go to facebook.com/LakeCAM. You do not need a Facebook account to view the meeting. This meeting will be recorded and available to be viewed at a later date at www.lakecam.tv. Okay. So first thing on the agenda is to, has everyone had a chance to review the minutes of May 19th?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Okay. Do I have a motion to accept those minutes?
A motion to accept the minutes of May 19th, 2022.
I second.
And Mike seconds. Okay. All those in favor? Paula?
Aye.
Mr. Smith?
Aye.
Scott Holmes, aye. Thank you. Minutes of May 19th, 2022 have been accepted. Beautiful. Moving forward. Okay, we're going to jump right into meeting Mr. Marino. We had the pleasure of meeting with him for a few minutes the other day and walk the trail. And he's kind enough to come and present his Eagle project to us so that we can make a final decision. Jeremy, I'll let you go to it.
Thank you guys very much. Can you guys hear me?
Yep.
All right.
Welcome.
Nice to meet you, Paula. My name is Jeremy. All right. I'm gonna share my screen. I have a little slideshow presentation. This is something I made and showed my unit leader. If you're not familiar with the Eagle Scout project process, there's 4 people who need to check it off, which would be the unit leader, a group of unit chairmen, the beneficiaries, who would be you guys, and then the council, which is a Boy Scout council. So this is the first step I need to get the approval phase done. So as Scott and Michael know, I'm trying to restore the John DeCarlo trail. This is a project I've been working on for about half a year, but I haven't been able to get it started because of school and such. But here I am, and I'm ready to get started, hopefully finish it by the end of the summer and change. So my idea is 7 stations on John DeCarlo Trail and a picnic table that I'll be addressing. And parts of the restoration will include clearing brush and overgrowth from the stations, spread mulch near station areas, repainting vandalized signs, restoring the instructions if they've been vandalized, refastening and making sure everything's safe again because some of them are out of place, removal of the old picnic table because that is a safety hazard, and constructing my own table, which I'll be building with my troop. If anyone watching isn't familiar, the John DeCarlo Trail at Ted Williams in relatively poor condition right now due to vandalism and weathering and all that stuff. So my goal here is to clean it up, and this is my plan on how to revitalize it. So starting with the picnic table, this is an older picture, but if you go to it now, I'm pretty sure it's unsittable. I think both of the seats are removed because in the middle there's no support. So if you put too many people on it or someone just jumps on it, which is most likely what happened, it will just snap in half. So what we're going to do first is remove the picnic table. It's mounted in the ground by concrete. So we're probably going to break it down, dig it up, and then scrap it. And then, like I said, we're going to construct a new picnic table. I have plans for it already planned out. Like I said, I've been doing it with the troop. It's like a 5 by 8 foot table. So hopefully it'll be a good replacement for this one. The even bars, they're like most of the things on this trail, they're in pretty good condition, structurally sound, this one at least. This one definitely needs a new paint job, has some stickers on it. I'm not sure the significance of the handprints on them. Does anyone know the significance of that? Or
Somebody's handiwork.
Somebody's handiwork? Okay, well, I guess we'll just play that by ear. That might get painted over, but we'll see. And like I said, what it needs is a touch-up painted job. All of these stations will be getting mulch. That's the plan, at least. Rubber mulch as Michael suggested on our walk together. It would be safer just in case someone fell or anything like that. And the volunteers, I'll be handling all that stuff. That's just there for the unit leaders and such. The beam jump, similar to the last one, in pretty good condition. The paint looks pretty good. The sign does have some vandalism that needs to be cleaned up and painted over. And like I said, mulch, graffiti, dirt, make it look pretty basically. Sit up, incline curl. This one is a bit of an issue. The signs obviously are in very poor condition. There's some overgrowth, which is being someone is who'd you say it was? Was it someone named Matt who is attending to that some of the overgrowth? But my plan is to go full on weeding and all that to try and get some of these sprouts out. So when we lay the mulch, it'll look nice. And then the curl thing, what we're gonna do is we're gonna dig up and see if it's salvageable. I believe it is. I think it's just bent that one way. I'm not sure exactly how it happened. Probably just years of weather and such. So we're gonna dig that up, see what's salvageable, see what isn't. I believe this one is just a power wash and digging up, and it should be good to go. The incline push and pull up section. The inclines are in very good shape. Sign isn't in the greatest shape, similar to the last one's. Mulch, paint, clean up the sign, rinse, repeat. The pull-up bars, overgrowth. Some of it needs a paint job. It's a little messy. The sign's obviously in a bad position, condition. The bar on the tall one, if you can see in the picture, is bent a little bit to the left. So that should just be simple enough. I think I just push that up and give it a little screw in. That looks salvageable as well, but that's definitely something that needs to be addressed. The ladder, this one, the signs need a new paint job, obviously. The instructions are missing, so I will have to recreate that. Depending on the condition of the actual instructions inside of the signs, I might just recreate all of them. I might recreate some of them. I'm gonna play that by ear. I might find the original instructions online if I can, and it looks like it needs new plexiglass. So even if it does get re-vandalized, which is a concern I remember you guys raising when we were there, we should just be able to clean it off and start anew. So and you guys brought up the volt bar when we went. So this one is kind of up in the air. I am not opposed to moving it to for anyone who doesn't know, they suggested Michael and Scott suggested that it gets moved since it's not in the loop of the exercise trail. They were thinking about moving it to the end of the trail, which I'm told I would be down to do. I just need I don't have the means to move it specifically, but if you were to move it, I would be able to obviously clear the land, fix the sign, do whatever painting and mulch needs to be done. But that's up in the air depending on what you guys want to do. But I'd be willing to adjust depending on that. Material estimates. You don't have to read all of this stuff, obviously. The estimates that came out was about $500. Obviously, I'm not expecting a full cash $500 donation from the Parks Commission. That's not what I'm asking. I'm looking for places that have given donations and discounts to other Eagle Scout projects, local places who may be willing to give discounts and such. And then we'll move from there. The rough estimate, though, with no discounts, just from like a brick and mortar place like Home Depot, was about $500 for the wood, for the picnic table and the mulch and stuff. Other thoughts, that's just the work plan days for the troop, and the exercise instructions. Like I said, depending on the conditions of the ones that exist, they might have to be replaced or recreated by me. And another thing I would like to do is clarify which way, because even though the loop is short, the paths are kind of windy. So I would like to keep people who are first timers on the trail on the right path, so they're not getting confused as to where they're going. And I think that about covers it.
Yeah, I talked with Ryan, and he doesn't have a problem with helping you. If you've got a couple of people that can help load it into the little mini backhoe we have, he'd be able to move it to wherever we're going to have it. So as far as transplanting the cement and the bars, we can do that. We can help you do that.
Okay, that sounds good. I really appreciate that.
And also, Ryan was a little concerned about the picnic table. So it may not be there when you go. He may take it down beforehand, especially when we were there. We saw that the other seat was broken also. So he may just cut it up and take it away.
Okay, I guess we can just reassess the situation
Yeah, I mean,
when we get there. Yeah.
When you get there, if it's gone, then it's one less thing. If it's still there, you'll have to take care of it. But yeah, he was concerned about that, and so he may just cut it up.
Okay, that sounds good. Any questions about my plan or my vision of what I'm trying to do here?
Yeah, I think it's great. And I think the family's gonna be really happy. And hopefully people will use it. I think you underestimated for the mulch.
Yeah, I realized that.
Yeah, you're probably, because it comes in bags, it's $10 a bag. You're
Mhm.
probably with 7 stations, probably gonna need at least 5 bags per station. So you're probably looking at a vicinity of around $350 to do it correctly. But I can go down and measure if you want.
If you want to, that would really appreciate that. I guess it
problem.
just comes down to finding a local place that would be able to get the mulch to us at a discount, hopefully at least.
Okay.
I have a question for you.
Yes, ma'am.
And what will the bench material be made of?
The picnic table.
Yeah.
I'm planning on making it water pressured lumber. What lumber? I haven't exactly planned yet.
Not metal, but pressure treated wood.
Yes.
Okay. And is it possible to put up some arrows so people stay on the trails?
Yeah, I mentioned that. That's one of the
Okay.
things I'm looking out to do. So
I missed it, but thank you. I
no,
think
thank you
you're
for
doing
asking.
great. I'm pleased.
Happy to hear that.
Does
All right.
anyone else have any other questions?
Nope.
Paula, Mike? No?
No, I'm good. Thank you.
Okay, at this time, I'd like to entertain a motion to accept the Eagle Scout project as shown here tonight. Do I have a
I make
second?
a motion that we accept the Eagle Scout project for the trails at Ted Williams Camp.
Thank you. Can I get a second?
I second.
Okay. Any further discussion?
If you guys don't mind, I just want to say I really appreciate this opportunity. You guys are willing to help me with your and that when I'm signing the paperwork, I will need a physical signature.
Yep.
For the benefactors, so I can send it in and get past the approval phase.
Okay. I can meet you tomorrow if you want, or
Yeah,
Saturday
sure.
morning.
I think tomorrow will work.
Okay.
We can just work out a time after this meeting.
Okay, great.
All right.
Okay, with a second in order and discussion ensued, we're gonna have a vote. Michael Smith, how do you vote?
Aye.
Paula, how do you vote?
Aye.
And Scott Holmes, aye. So it's a unanimous decision to let you go ahead with this project. If you need my signature, I will be around all day tomorrow and until noontime on Saturday.
Okay. Sounds great.
Okay, you've got my number.
Yes, I do.
Okay,
All
Thanks,
right.
Jeremy.
so do
Thank
you
you
have
very
do you have
much.
anything else you want to say to us, Jeremy?
I don't believe so. If anything comes up, I'll keep you guys updated.
Okay, great. Well, then, we won't hold you to stick around for our meeting. We'll let you go. And thank you very much for coming and presenting this for us.
Thank you very much. I hope you guys have a great
Good
evening.
luck. Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Thank you so
We'll
much.
be in touch.
All right.
All right, great. Thank you, everyone. Awesome. Okay, moving on to number 3. That's nice. Can you see out of those now?
Oh, boy.
I briefly talked to Mr. Berry. He said there's been nothing new other than, the sun's been out and they've been having people at the beach. So I said, rather than coming, if he really didn't have anything to present, that he didn't have to come tonight. So I'm just relaying that message from him that everything's going well. Paula, do you have anything to add?
No, it looks great. I see a lot of people at the beach. I see the fence in front of the fence. Everything's being cleaned up, all that weed. I mean, it looks great. And it looks like people are really enjoying it. I'm so pleased to see it coming back.
Great. That's great.
Paula, do we take attendance figures?
Attendance at they take attendance every day.
So I'm just curious what it compares to from last year.
Last year was a wash, as
Okay,
you know.
Right.
We only had 32 days, a lot of rain on the weekends. We ran it by the seat of our pants. How's that? With a lot of donations and just trying to get the park open. This is a totally different scenario this year.
Well, that's great
And,
news.
Yeah, it is. And I spoke with Doug, and I know that the first week we did a good volume and good money coming in. So I hope it keeps up.
Good.
And thank you to Mother Nature.
Yes, that was wonderful.
Not good for our grass, but good for the beach.
Hey, any word on when the wrap's gonna go out, or is it out? I haven't been down there.
It's out.
I
It's
thought it
out
was
now?
already out. Yeah, I think he got
It
it out
is,
the next
yeah.
weekend.
Okay, good.
Yep.
And I will say he got, if you didn't know, he got 3 more, I think it was 3 more lifeguards past the certification. So he's got plenty of lifeguards now.
That's great.
Yeah,
Personally, I don't think you can't have enough.
right,
When it comes to the safety of people, you can't have enough.
right. I know that one will be only there until she gets a job. She's a college graduate, but at least there's enough coverage to be open safely 7 days a week.
Okay. Moving forward. Number 4, our meeting with the town planner is going to have to be postponed. He has a meeting with the planning board tonight and has to be there. So he did provide us with some documentation, which I did forward it to you for your light reading.
The novel.
Yeah,
It was excellent. There were a few things, and maybe you can help me define the difference between management and, I believe the word he used was leasing. And I thought the Boston Tavern was managing, not leasing Loon Pond Lodge.
you're right. They are managing.
Okay, there were a couple things that when I went over this that I had to ask about because it was they were minor. It was amazing how much land is involved in the park system in Lakeville. We have plenty of land, and it was very interesting that he brought all this out because I know that people are looking for more parks to do more things, and we have acres of stuff. And
What's even funnier is there's all
Yeah.
these parks and we have nothing to do with half of them.
I noticed that, well, yes, like Tamarack was one,
Yep.
and there was some others that seemed to be out in the woods somewhere. I've never seen them.
Vigors.
Kelly or something like that.
Yeah, there's one named after Mr. Kelly. There's one named after Mr. Vigors.
Okay.
Frank knows where they are.
Yeah, well, Viggers is up by the old Boy Scout Hall over there on Picken Street.
Yeah,
It's a nice little walk. It's a nice little walk down. There's a little pond. It's a nice little spot.
yeah, there were a few that I am totally unfamiliar with. I guess they're out in the woods, but in any event, I thought it was very good. There were a couple of things, I think but it's not, this doesn't matter. The whole survey was informative, and I think he did a great job, and I'm happy to see that he recognized all the repairs that were needed for all the parks. And that we had plenty of acreage for development too. So.
Yep, we do. We do.
Mhm.
We all set with that? We can move forward.
Yes,
Um,
sir.
I'm gonna skip number 5. We're gonna come right back to it, but I'm just gonna jump down to number 6 real quick. And that is, for some reason, some of our little green markers that we put up with the rope.
Yeah.
I don't know if they've disappeared or they're being used someplace else. I talked to Ryan and they don't know of any more. So we're gonna need to, we need to put some in front of the lodge to protect the sprinkler system. We can't have people parking on that stretch of grass or in the circle, because we've got money invested in the sprinkler system, and if they're driving across it, they're gonna end up ruining it. So I don't know, Mike, what do you think? A dozen, 15 more?
I would go on the higher side because people are gonna run it over, they're gonna break it and why.
Yep, you're right. There's some that are bent so bad now, we have to replace them.
So I would easily go 2 dozen and just keep them in storage.
Because I roughed out some prices on them and they go from $10 a piece to $14 to $16 a piece.
No, it's gotta be purchased. What about rope? We have enough?
Well, we can get some rope. I mean, rather, the rope doesn't come with them.
No, I know that, but I'm wondering if we need to get more rope.
Absolutely, we're gonna need to get more rope, but that's not that expensive.
Okay,
But I don't know, another 150, 200 feet of rope anyhow to come all the way down in front of the lodge and then over to the door. So I mean, I don't know if we need 200 feet of rope and maybe 24 more stakes. So we're talking,
a little north of $300 probably, maybe 4.
yeah, I would say it's gonna be less than 5. So I don't know if we want to make a motion to try to order these and spend no more than $500. Because I'm just concerned that as we were there one day, Paula, they were deciding, as I had put up some of the stakes, they decided to park in towards the building while we were there. And that's where the sprinkler system is. And if they continue to park there, they're gonna end up breaking it, and then we're gonna have to replace heads, and it's gonna cost us money.
So
I
I,
was also thinking, Scott, that I noticed they disappeared like in the winter. And I was wondering if the snow plows took them out.
Well, Ryan usually takes them down in the fall before the snow plows come
Oh, okay.
and puts them in the little shed and then replaces them with just tall wooden stakes, so that the snow plows can see those and
Yeah.
hopefully not hit them.
So if he took them down and put them in the shed, they're not there now?
Well, as you can see, I put up what was there, and
Yeah,
we appear to be short some.
yeah, you had a whole bunch. You had it all lined up.
Yeah,
that's why-
and we're missing about, a dozen, 15 of them. So I don't know. I talked to Ryan and they said they don't know of any place where there's any more. So I don't know what's happened to them, but I seriously think we need to replace them. And I think if we give ourselves an allowance here of, up to $500, that between the rope and the stakes, we should be able to get enough to take care of it.
well, I make a motion to order stakes and rope to get the job done with a cap of $500 so that we can get it done as soon as possible.
I
Scott,
second the
you and I
motion.
could probably do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because
I
I did
second the
I did.
motion.
You seconded. Thank you, Paula. Any further discussion? Yeah, I put up the other ones because Ryan was just too busy mowing and what have you. But that's not a problem. It just takes a little bit of time. That's all.
So
Any
we have a
further
second.
discussion?
Nope.
Okay, we're gonna come to a vote. Mike, how do you vote?
Aye.
Paula, how do you vote?
I,
And Scott, aye.
Where are you gonna get this from, Scott?
Well, I looked at Lowe's and they didn't have them in stock. They were a little cheaper at Lowe's, but they didn't have them in stock.
That store is amazing. I will, give me the specs and I can probably get them from another store quick.
I want to measure the ones that are there
Okay,
because they come in 12, 18, and 24 inch.
okay.
And obviously the price is accordingly higher with the bigger stake, but I just figured we'd take a measurement of the other ones and try to get the same ones, or go a little smaller, whatever. I mean, so we're talking at
Yeah,
least,
so
yep, go ahead.
just send me the specs and I can check on another store and get it probably.
Yeah.
quicker.
Yeah, that might be the thing, because I went to Parade, a golf course, and they were, $4 more.
Yeah. Understood.
But I was just checking, trying to get some pricing anyhow, so.
Okay.
Okay, great, we can move forward with that, and hopefully we can get that roped off, especially before the triathlon that'll be coming in August. Because there'll be people everywhere for that. Okay, great, thank you. All right, now we're gonna jump back to number 5. And number 5 relates to new potential Parks Commission members. Our job here is to have a discussion and to vote to recommend 2 people to the selectmen, and then it's their final decision and vote on adding them to our team.
Scott, I think going further, my understanding is that when the time comes that we're gonna probably meet with the selectmen to have that discussion with them.
Yep,
So just, we'll have to give them some dates, if and when we do this.
okay,
well,
go ahead, Paula.
are we going to recommend anyone to the select board tonight or not?
I have that on the agenda, yes.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
Do we need to do it in
No,
executive session, or we can just
No.
recommend it?
No,
no, we're just making a recommendation. We're gonna vote on a recommendation and that's all.
Okay,
And then, so 2 of the 3 will recommend, and then the selectmen will make the final decision.
okay.
So do we have any discussion that anyone wants to make about any one of the particular members? We have 3 particular members. We have Melissa Turcott, Amy, Avila, I believe it is. Avila, I'm not
Avila.
sure. And
Avila, yeah.
Mike Cassani. So we have 3 people that have put in paperwork. That
Paula, do you want to start?
expressed interest. Do we want to just go to a vote on a recommendation, or do we want to talk
Probably.
about any of the candidates?
Probably discussion.
Okay,
Paula? Ladies first.
I'm sorry.
Do you want to have a discussion?
No, I have all the information printed out, all
Okay.
the applicants, and they all sound interested, and I'd be happy to have them. So
Okay.
I'm,
I agree with you 1,000%, Paula. It's nice to have people wanting to come on. They all seem very qualified and very eager. So this is a big bonus for us.
it's awesome.
Right.
That's awesome.
the fact that they even, they applied and show an interest is.
Right. I hate to say no to any one of them.
I know.
You know,
I know.
here we are. We've been fighting, the 3 of us working hard here, and now we've got 3 people for 2 spots. And unfortunately, someone's going to get left out.
Well, Scott, you could always resign. So
I
yeah.
could resign, and then that would make the whole thing easy. Yep.
You have to line up after me, I think.
I'm going to beat you to it, Paula.
I don't think so. Okay.
This was just my thought, and I'm going to ask the both of you your thoughts on this. That just to make it easy, that we each have 2 votes, because we're gonna, it's majority rule. And one person's not gonna get in, so if we have 2 votes each, that would give us 2 people out of the 3.
Sure.
Are you okay with that, Paula?
Fine, I'm good.
Okay,
So do we want to just go around vote for each person or go to the commissioner and tell them what their 2 are?
I was gonna go to each commissioner and have them give me 2 names
Well, that's great.
to make it
Okay.
easy. And I'm gonna start with you, Mike.
Of course. Okay, Mr. Commissioner, I recommend to you and to the selectmen that we do Melissa Turcott and Mike Casani.
Okay, Paula, can you give me 2 names?
I recommend to you Melissa Turcott and Amy Avila.
And my 2 names would be Melissa Turcott and Mike Casani. And that would give us 3 for Melissa, 2 for Mike, and 1 for Amy. So based on our vote, our recommendation would be Melissa and Mike. I don't think we can go wrong with any of the 3. I think all 3 would do a great job. And like I said before, unfortunately, we can't have all 3.
Yeah, I love them all.
Yeah, I'm just ecstatic that we had 3 people that wanted to get on the board.
Yeah, I took the first 2 and, you know, that's fine with me. I have no problem. I'm
Yeah,
just
I
happy to
think
have them.
I think they'd all do. Okay, so I will let the select board know what we recommend, and we'll move forward from there.
Okey dokey.
All right. Moving forward, old business, co-ed volleyball. Where do we stand with that?
I have not heard back. I will try out
Okay,
again.
because they're playing.
I know. So I'm gonna have to go down there, okay?
Yep. Okay. And I know we've been talking about this, but I'm just gonna ask again, tennis courts, do we have
I
1
met
bid
the-
in? Or-
No, I met the final bid on Wednesday. He was good. He asked a lot of questions. He does a lot of schools. And he did all the measurements. So as soon as I get him, then I'll have 3 bids and then I'll bring it up to a meeting, maybe the next meeting, and I'll send you the bids.
Great.
Are they local?
No.
No.
Yeah, I don't know any of those companies that are local.
You know, like a
When
Fox.
when I was talking with one of them a couple of years ago, they were from Worcester.
Yeah, they're all from all over.
Yeah.
Okay, pickleball. I guess we've had some turn of events on the pickleball court in the past couple of days.
Yeah, I was down there on Wednesday and the Lakeville Tennis Club was taking down the nets, which I kind of knew what was going to happen because they're not going to be playing there this year until we resurface because of liability purposes.
Yep.
And they were, some of them were really in bad shape. So he didn't want the other ones to get ruined. So when we're set up with the new court, he's going to be happy to put them back and take care of them and we'll have use of them. So until then, we're not going to have any nets.
Provided. People would have to bring their own.
True, yeah.
Okay,
And I
go ahead, Paul.
Mike, yeah, Mike, can I ask you, when you got the bids, did they include the nets for the pickleball to
no,
be permanent?
no.
Why not?
Well, the bid is, well,
I mean, they're not that expensive, and that's why I'm saying, and if we get it done permanently, it doesn't matter if somebody comes in and takes their nets down. But if we have temporary nets, they may disappear.
yeah, I
That would
mean,
never happen, right? Right, Scott?
What's
I
that?
will,
That would never happen. They'd never.
No,
disappear.
never.
no, I will, when I get the last bids, I will email them and see what the difference, but yeah, I will definitely put it in the bids.
Yeah, I think they're only like 80 or $100 or something.
Okay,
That, I don't think that's gonna be the problem, Paula. The cost of the net isn't gonna be the problem. It's gonna be putting the poles into the ground to make them permanent.
yeah,
That's where they're gonna get us.
Yeah, and that's,
I'm just
It's-
saying, that's,
yeah, no, that's, I believe you. I just think that we should do it while we are resurfacing and doing everything rather
right, and
than,
we would only be putting nets on the far court anyhow, because the
Right.
middle court is a dual court.
well, let's just wait to see where our budget is once they come in.
Yep. I mean, I guess we could ask for an addendum on that. If it's not in the bid.
Well, we'll see.
Haunted house. I've got some feelers out, to the, select board, to the police and fire, about their thoughts on us having the haunted maze or whatever you want to call it, down there. And they haven't got back to me yet. So, before we go hell bent for election, I want to make sure that the rest of the town is behind us if we decide to do this.
I mean, time is
have they
ticking. I mean,
contacted us again?
They have not, but you're right, Mike, time is ticking, and that's why we need to give them an answer soon.
if there's nothing in place by August 1st, there's no sense going.
Correct.
Doing with it, because there's a
Correct.
lot of work, a lot of planning.
Most times they used to start in May.
Right.
So, like I said, I hope to get, some information back in the next few days. So I will relay that to both of you. And it's just feelers. I just trying to get the general pulse of, town hall and our other officials.
Mhm.
Because if they're not behind us, it's not worth us even trying.
Nope.
So, and we haven't made a decision whether we want to do it or not anyhow. So,
Yeah, I mean, he still has to meet with public safety, and I mean, there's so much
Correct.
to do.
oh yeah, there's a lot to do. Capital improvements. Do you have anything going on?
Well, besides the tennis courts, the other the thing was gonna be the sign. You and I walked the playground area to do something there, but my goal is to get that tennis court done first.
I know.
So I hope to get that done by next week, and then I'm gonna start on the other projects because that's the largest project. I guess we got information on the John Pond building. So that's something that's gonna have to be discussed. So that's pretty much where we are.
Since you brought them up, I wanted to comment that on John Pond Park building, preferably it waits to the fall. I know he has to get bids. I know that everything was negative for asbestos. I read the reports. We all know that, but the last activity at John Pond Park is 10/28. And you want them out of the way so they can do their demolition. So that hopefully you can relate that to Nate. Because he might have a question about when, the last group of, players are going to be at the park.
Is that blue ball, Paula?
Yes.
So
And
they play at night.
yeah,
They play at night. The reason I'm interjecting here is
Yep.
because of the funds that are available. Not only is the building going to come down, but something is going to go back up. So we don't want to go too far, because then we could run into foul weather.
okay.
I'm
Yep.
just saying, I mean, if we could start it even 2 weeks before that,
As long as it doesn't interfere with the players, that's the issue.
yep,
And I know that their last date is 10/28.
right,
So I want
right.
to be fair and
Yeah,
not,
no, I agree with you, but I'm just trying to think. They play at night,
Okay.
and this would be done during the day. I'm just saying, if we could start, give Nate a timetable, and because he's talking about putting some type of a structure back up,
yeah.
and it would be nice if we could do that this fall before the season ends.
we'll probably get it demolished. I would be holding my breath if a structure went up before spring, right? All right, that being said, I have another suggestion. The shed or the storage shed at Clear Pond Park
Yep,
needs to be done first. And the reason I'm saying that is because on the 28th of August, all those heavy chains, the grills that we lifted in place, I mean, I know how heavy they are. If those attendants aren't there to help put those in a shed, then they're going to be sitting there. We're not going to have unless the building people are going to transfer all that stuff into a new shed, which I doubt they'll do.
I doubt so. I doubt also.
Right, then we need the workers that are there so that all that stuff at the end of the, at Clear Pond Park gets put away before winter. And we need that shed up to put it there because we're not gonna store it in the old shed that gets torn down and then try to figure out how we're gonna get it into the new shed when we don't have the manpower.
Well,
It's just like the mistake we made with the raft last year. I mean, we didn't realize we should have pulled it a week before, right? And,
Right, yeah, you want to do it when people are there. Yeah.
Right.
but
So
my concern, go ahead, Paula.
I'm sorry, go ahead, Mike.
No, you're 100% correct, but there's two issues going on here. Is we had discussed about that shed, didn't we, when last time we were down there, Scott, about what, because we were gonna do, was that gonna come down and then we were gonna put up a new one?
Yes.
Yes,
So,
and that's what Nate's ready
right,
to
no,
do,
it
I
did,
think.
but there's got to be some kind of plan for it. I mean, we're just not going to knock it down and build a new one. There has to be some kind of plan. My advice would be is to get a storage container for the winter, put it down there, and then put all the supplies in there, and then it gets locked up. So it's what
My suggestion as the commissioner there is that we take it down, we put up the shed and we get it over with. Because putting up containers and taking stuff out of that and putting it into a new shed is just too many steps.
But
We
Paula,
have
who's,
the money allocated. I think we need to do it. It's long overdue. It's been rotted for years. It's time to do it. Let's stop messing around with it.
but who's going to do it?
The building inspector. And the men that are there, because Nate's planning for that, and he's going to be doing that. Now, the other thing is, I need the manpower to make sure that all of that material is safely in a shed. And we need to have it done.
Okay,
Scott, do you think
All right.
that building
Yep.
can actually be done?
we're talking two different things here, and I just want to clarify them.
Yep.
Paula, I think what Mike is talking about is getting a metal container and using that just for the winter in place of the shed, and to bring all the material that you're talking about and store it in there for the winter, not move it a second time, just once. Is that what you're talking about, Mike?
Yes, and then
Okay.
we can, and then if we can't build the facility in August, at least maybe we can, because we still have to do the parking lot out there. So, and I don't know how. I don't
Okay,
think-
I can tell you about that when we move on, okay?
Okay.
No, I understand that, but I'm talking about timing and everything. But
The timing of the parking lot is not going to happen at this time for
No.
various reasons. And
Okay.
I have a plan and I have talked to someone that's going to do it, and that's a different issue. And I want to stick with the shed
no,
and I
I,
want to see
but
that it goes up. I don't want a container. I don't want a container there. I don't want everything transferred there. I want
Okay.
him
But
to be
Paula,
able to do.
Paula,
Yeah.
you're kind of, and just, I'm just playing devil's advocate here. You're kind of contradicting yourself. And
Why?
you're saying, well, listen how, this is why, because you don't want to start work on the one down at John Pond because people are still there playing, but yet you want to tear apart this building and put a new one up while everyone's still using the park.
But it's a necessity because,
Yeah.
I'm just saying, we
Yeah, I
gotta have a
understand.
balance here.
you're gonna have nails, you can have workers, you can have trucks. People are gonna be going, there's gonna be banging.
Let me talk to Nate and see if it's even feasible to get done by that time,
Okay.
okay? Because if it's
That's-
not,
that's- Yeah,
then we're gonna have to make alternate solution, and an alternate solution might be what Mike brought up, that we get a unit in there just for the winter time. We store the stuff there, we take it out, we get rid of the unit, and we put it in the new shed. So
and
that's,
how much would a unit cost us to put in there, Mike?
I'll find out for you. Just give me how much room you need and I'll do the shopping for you.
What's the size of that building? I think it's 12 by 16.
yeah, so that's a small unit, Mike.
That's a small unit. And my thing, Paula, because
It
you
might
think
even be
this
bigger
way,
than that, but that's my guess. I'm sorry.
I think if we're gonna do it, we should do it the right way. And I would like you and Doug to plan it out how you want it. You want shelves, you want this here, you want to build anything in there. So if we're gonna do it, we should do it right. And it should be designed properly. And I think you and Doug should be very much involved with that instead of just ripping up something and putting something up. We
Well,
got one shot for the money.
I agree, except that I think Nate has to price this out because it was like a $25,000 shed.
Mhm.
Which
Between
is a lot of bucks.
between tearing it down and putting a new one up.
Mm.
Yeah, we don't have a lot of wiggle room.
So, and actually what was in the old shed was nothing. There were no shelves. It was just a plain storage area like.
Right,
an
it was the
empty
former lifeguard shed is what it was.
shed. Yeah,
That was the
Okay.
lifeguards, that's where they had their storage. There used to be some metal, shelving and lockers in there, but those are long gone.
Yeah.
But that's what that building was. It was the old lifeguard shed.
yeah.
But let me talk to Nate tomorrow
Yeah.
and see how soon he could do it. And we'll go from there. All right, that's,
Okay,
I
The
mean-
budget is 25,000.
Right.
right.
I have that in here.
And I mean, I would be happy with an empty shed for storage. We don't need something fancy. We need something that is solid.
Yep.
And
No,
doesn't leak.
He's got a couple of sheds in mind, similar to the one we have off the end of the building. That one's only 12 by 12, but a similar structure that's solid. They use 2x6 construction
At the end of what building, Scott? I'm
at
sorry.
the end of our office building.
Oh, okay. That kind of a container.
Yes, that's a 12 by 12, but he's talking about something like that.
Yeah, it'd have to be a little larger than that, I'm afraid.
No, I know that. No, he's Nate's talking to do something that's the same size as what's there.
Okay, gotcha.
Well, we won't see this money again for another 20 years, so we might as well do it the way you want it.
Yep.
Okay, and speaking of Clear Pond Park, I guess I should bring up the fact that I've been in touch with Nelson's, and I know that Mike, or you must have talked to Doug or something about when to fix the parking lot, and it sounded like you wanted the fall. With that being said, Nelson's has agreed to deliver the asphalt milling free. That's 7 loads, truckloads. And the only thing is that my understanding is that Franklin doesn't have a skidder. And with talking with Doug, you need to have a skidder to take off the soil, okay?
Yep.
And to put in this milling. Again, talking with Nelson's, I think they're going to help me out here. And if we wait till the fall, the late fall, of course, they'll deliver it. And I believe that they would consider the skidding, doing it for us without a fee. And that's a big help. And then all Franklin would have to do is spread it, I guess.
Yeah, I don't
And-
think that's an issue.
It's
But
not.
once
an issue.
again, yeah,
And Doug had figured out 12 feet wide, 3 inch deep. 3 inches of asphalt. So we're not at that point at this time, but the plan is for the fall, just to let you know that I've looked into it and I've gotten some help with this, and I think it's the best deal I can make.
So Paula, I think that's wonderful, but when we get near to that time in the fall, just kind of confirm with them that they're gonna be this generous, which is unbelievable. Because if Frank's gonna have to do anything, there's a lot of going on in the fall, so I'm gonna have to give him some notice to put it on his calendar, so
Right.
we just can't have them deliver and grade it and nothing happens.
Yeah, I think that maybe their slow time or something must be like
Okay,
November. And I'm saying that time,
Yeah.
and I'm hoping that, I don't think they'll go back on their word, but I'm
No.
going to stay on top of it.
really,
Okay.
really, really, really generous. Thank you.
Okay,
Also,
on.
I have to mention that the money that came in from the blooper ball people or anything, I mean, Derek has sent a check. I took it to town hall. And that's for blooper ball till the 28th, all right? And he also gave me a roster. Just,
Okay.
owners.
Paula, how's the dumpster working out at John Pond?
Oh, I'm glad you mentioned that. I had a note here to myself. There's a green lock on it. Who has the key?
You
That
do.
guy
We
right
all
over
do.
there, that guy right there in the Caribbean.
We all do.
Yes.
Okay, I just need to give one to the company.
Correct. I have one that I can give to you that you can give to the company.
Okay, would you leave it on the table at the,
They're also in the lockbox.
Are they
They're the
labeled?
gold key. It's the gold
Okay.
key. But I'll
Are
take
they-
it out and leave it on the table. Leave it on
okay,
the
because I
desk.
want to make sure I give it to the dumpster people and,
I had locked it, and then I went back and unlocked it because I'm going, no one's got a key.
should we leave one in the snack bar at all, do you think?
Well, there's a side door that they can throw stuff in.
Oh, yeah, but I meant, is there any reason for us to leave an extra key in the snack bar along with the keys to, their shack and snack bar and stuff like that? Or,
In case they have a lot of trash and things they want to throw away.
I don't know, in case there's a problem,
We can.
Yeah. And
Because I'm gonna
I'll
give
just tell them.
Jamie. I'm
Yeah,
gonna give Jamie a key to the maintenance, the back door, because they weren't starting it up properly because they couldn't get into the back door. I had all 3 bathrooms running in 15 minutes. Because you gotta prime the water.
right,
And if they didn't have a key, they couldn't prime the water.
right.
So-
Okay,
So
Yeah,
I
thank you
gotta
for
meet with
doing
Jamie. We were gonna meet last night and it didn't work out. So
okay.
I'm gonna try and get him that tomorrow.
So you'll bring her a key just in case?
Yeah,
For
we'll bring an extra key for them, but I'll give you a key so that you can
Yeah.
give that to the company.
Okay. Let me, okay. This is all new business, okay.
All right, well, we're gonna move on to new business.
All right. Oh, wait a minute, the old business. We have been talking for over 2 years about putting a ramp in at Ted Williams Camp. I questioned it again, and my understanding from Nate is there wasn't a work order.
Because it wasn't a vote.
Oh, all right. And I know that it's ADA compliant, and I think we need to address it at this time because it is necessary, as I found out recently.
But from what I understand, it's the grant. I know people think we have the money, but from what I understand, we don't. And then there's got to be a request because a lot of those funds are gone that were used. So
Yeah.
now we have to put a request in, as Scott said, for this.
Ramp.
So it's a little bit more convoluted than what we think, because I checked on that.
Yeah, but it doesn't hurt for us to put a work order in so we have it on the books. So if it comes up again, you know, because I didn't know that we didn't have one, and I didn't realize we never voted on it either. So should we?
Yes, we can. It's not on the agenda, but I will put it definitely on the agenda for next week. I got your message, Paula. Your message went to my home email, which I don't look at.
Oh, no.
Yeah, I just saw it tonight and I'm going, I couldn't I'm too late to put that on the agenda. I would have.
Oh, okay.
I would have.
Yeah, I
So,
know they
for
have
the next
other,
meeting, we will put discussion and vote for a ramp, and then we'll put in a work order.
because
If
they have other ramps that they have requests on too, like Old Town Hall, all of that. So there's ramps to be built there for accommodations for employees and for guests.
I think they had some grant money for that, but we were not. I thought we were in that grant money, but I found out we were not, so.
No. But
We
we can
need
get
to-
the ball rolling.
All right. The other thing is that the office itself, those panels over the lights are contaminated. And if you see the stains, and you know, we've had some visitors there, little ones, and they need to be changed. And I thought that was going to be part of the refurbishing when they painted inside. They were going to re-insulate. And I think somebody at Town Hall said, oh, we're going to wait till the fall. It never happened. And we've got the air conditioner going. And then in the winter, you got the heat going, and you've got a bare wall and no insulation there. And I don't know if they were planning on taking out the old insulation or blowing in new insulation, but it's not energy efficient. And that was supposed to happen along with those. And Bob Beach, our part-time guy, can put them in if we just get them. Go ahead.
I'm going to interject there for a minute. We
Yeah.
looked into those light panels. Those
Yeah.
light panels are so old, they now are a different size. The ones that you buy in the store now are smaller. So
Oh.
that would mean taking out all the lights and replacing them.
What if we bought two smaller ones, you know, like the smaller squares? And so they're not one piece, but at least if they fit, they would be clean.
And we can try something like that. The problem was not only were they shorter, they were narrower. So it's like, you know, it was sitting there, and it's like, because I brought one, I had a new light, and I brought one from the house, and I put it up, and it just,
Oh, no.
yeah. Because
Well,
we were going to replace them years ago. We were going to do it.
Yeah, and I'm like, I thought they were doing that. That was part of the refurbishing, but then it never happened. And I look up there and I'm like, this is not healthy.
And just to enlighten you a little bit, when you talk about insulation, there's no
Yeah.
insulation in the floor either.
Oh.
So it was built as a summertime office
Okay.
with no insulation. That's why, unfortunately, it is the way it is.
And there's no way to insulate that underneath, right?
Not
raise-
now. I don't believe you'd have to.
raise the
I don't know if there's
building.
enough crawl space to get under there.
There's not a lot, Scott.
No.
Yeah, nothing can. Okay, I'm just thinking about all this nice air conditioning and heating and the
I know.
lack of insulation and,
I know. I said the same thing when they went to put it in. You know, it's
Mm.
going to cost us an arm and a leg in electricity because it's not very well insulated. I said that before they put that split in.
well, okay. We'll think about it then.
What?
Um,
Does anybody have any other new business that we can discuss?
um,
Nope.
Oh, yes, one other thing, we had a donation from the Mass Drifters for that field they're going to use. I'm going to pick up a donation from them. They wanted to use it for a training.
Oh, yes, yes. Oh, Paul,
And-
Sarah called you?
Yes,
Yeah,
and
she
she asked me
called
and I
me,
said,
she called me, and then I said, look, Paula has a schedule. Let me send you over to Paula.
thank you. We spoke and there's a field available and they're going to be having about 15 girls training for softball, I guess. And so they'll make a donation of $100. Is that
That's fine.
agreeable?
That's great.
Okay. All right.
We had a soccer club that approached us this week about doing a tryout this weekend, this Friday, and it's fallen through. So they may have sent money in already, and I'm trying to get the check before it gets cashed, but they don't need our field, so they're not coming. And the other one is the charity soccer game for the Lopes family who
Oh, yeah.
lost a son. They just wanted to use a soccer field for a couple hours at the end of the month.
Didn't we
And I was
already
just,
approve that?
we can approve it. I'm gonna make a motion that we donate the field use.
Oh, I thought we did that last meeting.
No, we didn't.
Okay.
Was it
I'm
a
gonna make a
weekend
motion
or
that
a
we donate it.
weekday? Was it a weekend or weekday?
I think it's gonna be on a weekend. I'm trying to, work with the women's league and the soccer club to make sure they're not playing, that's all.
Right.
And I'm having a hard time getting people to call me back. So, but I'd like to make a motion that we donate the field use to them. This is a charity game for a family that lost a son that used to play soccer.
I
I
second.
second the motion.
Any further discussion? All those in favor, Mike,
Aye.
Paula,
Aye.
Scott, aye. Thank you. That's all I had. Does anybody else have anything else they want to add?
Just to mention to everyone that we had a police report on the vandalism at John Pond Park. And as soon as I get a report from the police station when it's ready, I'm going to present it to Christina along with a work order, because she can look into whether the insurance company will cover that marine window.
Yep.
And we may as well give it a try. It's
Yeah.
vandalism, and I don't know how costly it'll be to replace it. I put some more tape on the.
Thank you.
But I don't know how well it's going to hold. But I just don't want it like that for the winter.
Yeah, no. It can't. We got to do something before then. And what I did, I just assumed it's temporary. Just trying to
Right.
keep the water out.
No, I appreciate it. That was a unfortunate thing.
Scott,
Yes.
you want to follow up with Ryan and Ari about what I told you today about that field? Because I know Ari took pictures to see where it's going to go, if it goes anywhere, so it doesn't go out of anyone's hands.
Yeah. I know they're not in town. They went out of town after their son's wedding, but I'm sure had he known that it was there, he would have cleaned it up.
Oh, I am sure too, but now it's in, Ari has pictures and Ryan's involved, so I think maybe you should try to interject, and
Yep.
I guess eventually a letter should be written to him and said, I'm sure you would have done this, but we have to protect ourselves, that there was shrapnel that was left on the fields.
Okay. Any other new business? I reached out to Devaney if there was anything that's come in, phone calls, emails, and she said there was nothing that that we hadn't already addressed last time. So she has nothing new to add.
She's done a great job, by the way.
Yep. And we're gonna lose her very shortly.
Oh,
As far as the secretary hunt,
oh yeah, we were talking about a couple of the clerks a
Yep,
while back.
yep. Do we want to get together and talk to them, or do we want to have John do it and him give us a recommendation?
I'd rather have John do it.
I thought you were going to recommend the three of them to John and let them talk to him, or?
Okay, all right.
you were gonna
All
interview
right,
them,
see,
or-
I had conflicting, I thought you all wanted to talk to them and then John
No.
talked to them. I'll contact John tomorrow and have him contact now, just enlighten me because I can't find the paper. Do you remember the
Oh,
other
okay.
names?
Well,
We
I
had,
sent
Sarah
you one
Reese-
today.
Yep,
Sarah Reese, we had, let's see, I've got him here. Somebody named Monday.
Yeah. That's the one I sent to you.
Bruce London.
Yeah.
Yeah, Sarah Reese.
My concern is, are they still interested after all this time?
I know.
I know that, I was thinking that too.
That's our fault.
Yeah.
That's all right. You don't have to give it to me now, Paula. You can,
There were two, the two men,
there were two men and Sarah.
yes.
Okay,
One is
There were
Ryan.
two retired men that were interested, that had computer skills
yep,
and.
yep.
Oh,
I just
wow.
couldn't remember the names.
One was Ryan King, you know.
No,
No,
Are you
No.
sure?
yeah,
Okay.
that's all right. You can look for it and you can text me. And then
Okay.
I'll contact John.
okay, thanks.
Yep, and we'll get that ball rolling. Because they're gonna, I believe the end of either this week or next week, Devaney's gonna be going to some other department who needs some help.
Yeah.
Oh.
We're lucky we had her this long.
Yep. Okay, anybody with anything else?
I think that's it.
Okay, we want to pick a date for the next meeting? 2 weeks?
28. Scott, you're away next week?
Yeah.
So who's in charge?
You,
You.
No.
I like that, Paula.
I have lawn work to do.
Yeah,
So Paula.
the 28th at 7 o'clock?
Sounds
yeah,
good.
are you gonna be around, Scott, or are you gonna be away?
I'm gonna be away, but I will be accessible by phone.
Okay, or can you get Zoom? At where you are? Can you Zoom?
I'm only gone for 1 week. I'll be back for
Okay.
the 28th.
Oh, okay, good. You're off the hook, Mike.
Yeah, sure. I work harder being second in command than I would being first.
I can take care of that.
Yeah, I know you can.
Okay, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn the meeting.
I make a
Second.
motion that we adjourn.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Any further discussion? None being heard. The motion is to adjourn the meeting at 8:10 PM. Mike, how do you vote?
Aye.
Paula, how do you vote?
Aye.
Scott, aye. Great. Thank you, everyone.
Thanks, guys.